You replay conversations that haven't happened yet. You rehearse responses to things no one has said. You prepare for outcomes that may never arrive, and you tell yourself, you're being responsible, careful, thoughtful, prepared. But somehow, you're always tense. This isn't preparation. It's something else. This is Ricardo. He's in his early 30s, Spanish, Latino, calm on the outside. He works, he shows up, he keeps things together. From the outside, nothing looks wrong. No panic, no visible stress, no chaos. If you asked him how he was doing, he'd probably say, fine, and he'd mean it. But inside, his mind rarely rests. It moves ahead of him, runs scenarios, plans conversations. Not because something bad is happening, but because something might. Ricardo doesn't live in fear. He lives in anticipation. It usually starts quietly. A meeting later in the week, a message he hasn't sent yet, a decision that isn't urgent. His mind leans forward. What should I say? What if they respond like this? What if I miss something? He runs the moment once, then again, then slightly differently. Each version feels necessary. Each one feels like progress. This thinking doesn't feel like anxiety, it feels like effort, like responsibility, like he's doing what he's supposed to do. That's why it's so convincing. At night, the loop gets louder. The day is done, but his mind isn't. He replays conversations from earlier. What he said, what he didn't say, what he should have clarified. He imagines tomorrow, how it might go wrong, how he'll respond, how he'll stay composed. The body is tired, the mind stays alert, as if vigilance itself could guarantee safety. Ricardo believes something, even if he's never said it out loud. He believes that if he thinks enough, he'll finally relax. That one more thought will secure the future. That certainty is something you earn, but certainty never arrives. The thinking just continues. There are moments when it almost works, when the thinking feels productive, when a plan forms, a sentence sounds right, an outcome feels controlled. His shoulders drop slightly, just for a moment. This is why the loop survives, because it offers relief. Without resolution, it promises calm, but only while you're thinking. The moment you stop, the tension returns. At some point, Ricardo starts to notice the cost. Not dramatically, not all at once, but in small ways. He feels tired, even on easy days. He feels restless when nothing is wrong. He notices how often he's elsewhere, while life is happening right in front of him. And slowly, a different question forms. Not, what if something goes wrong? But, what is this actually doing to me? At this point, let me pause for a moment. If this feels familiar, if you recognize this loop in yourself, take a second to subscribe to the channel. Like the video, or share it with someone who lives in their head the same way. It helps this reach people who don't always have words for what they're experiencing. All right, back to the story. Ricardo realizes something subtle. The thinking isn't calming him, it's exhausting him. Not because the thoughts are bad, but because they never end. Each thought creates another. Each plan opens a new variable. Each imagined outcome demands another rehearsal. The mind is trying to do an impossible job. Guarantee the future. He sees it clearly now. This isn't fear of what might happen. It's the refusal to let what happens be unknown. For the first time, he doesn't try to stop the thinking. He just watches it. How quickly it jumps ahead. How urgently it tries to secure certainty. How uncomfortable it is to not engage. The next time the loop appears, Ricardo doesn't wrestle it. He doesn't argue with it. He doesn't tell himself to calm down. He notices the urge, the pull to rehearse, to plan, to resolve, and he lets the moment stay open. Unfinished. Nothing bad happens. Nothing good happens either. And that's the point. The mind wanted closure. Life didn't require it. This doesn't feel like victory. It feels unfamiliar. Like standing without armor. Like leaving a door unlocked. But beneath the discomfort, something else appears. Space. Over time, the loop loosens. Not because Ricardo solved anxiety, But because he stopped feeding it, the thoughts still come, the mind still rehearses, but they no longer decide his posture. They no longer command his attention. They pass without becoming instructions. Ricardo learned something quietly. Life doesn't require constant mental supervision. The future doesn't need to be rehearsed to arrive. Peace doesn't come from certainty. It comes from allowing what you cannot secure to remain unsecured. Most people think anxiety means something is wrong. Sometimes it just means the mind is trying too hard to protect you from a world that was never meant to be predictable. You don't need to control the future to live well. You don't need to think your way into safety. Sometimes the calm you're chasing appears the moment you stop rehearsing life and let it unfold. Let the ideas compound.